Don't miss Sleep Number's biggest sale of the year, where all smart beds are on sale. Right now, save 50% on the Sleep Number 360 limited edition smart bed. The bed's so smart, it senses your movements and automatically adjusts to keep you both comfortable all night long. So save 50% on the Sleep Number 360 limited edition smart bed today. Hurry, free delivery and special financing on all smart beds through Labor Day. Special financing subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See sleepnumber.com for details.
I remember booking a canoeing trip on Bear Lake with Viator. I remember my wife's sweet smile taking me back to us canoeing in summer camp. I remember thinking, my oh my, this moment is nothing short of perfect.
I remember turtles.
We all remember things differently. What's important is that they're worth remembering. From canoeing to the Coliseum, you can book it all. Use code Viator10 in the app for 10% off your first booking. Viator. One site, over 300,000 experiences you'll remember.
Settling is not an option for me. Everything I desire is already mine. What if you can have it all? Because every day is for the girls.
Hello, hello. Welcome back to another episode of For the Girls. I'm your host, Victoria Alario. And today we are talking about everyone's biggest fear. Mwahaha, failure. Everyone always has this fear of failure. Well, guess what? If you fear failure, then do nothing. Do nothing in this world. Do nothing in your lifetime. Because failure is part of the process. So if you're going to do anything, you're going to fail. If you don't want to fail, do nothing. Now, I just played that voiceover back, and for some reason, I don't think I've ever been connected to my microphone that I talk into, because I just listened to that back and I reconnected to my microphone and I sounded so clear and loud. And then I just went to my podcast and started playing other episodes. And I'm pretty sure on my other episodes, I have been holding and talking into my microphone, but I was just using like the built-in mic that's on my MacBook. I don't know. I might be going crazy, but I feel like I sound so much clearer and louder right now after I just refreshed my recording app and hooked up my microphone here. And if my dumbass has been recording every single episode with a mic in my hand up to my mouth, but it wasn't even picking up the sound there, well, then I am just embarrassed. So let me know in my DMs, you guys, on forthegirls.podcast if I sound totally different right now. Because if I sound totally different, then I have major problems that this whole time I didn't know, that I was not even talking into the microphone that I was holding in my hand. But anyway, let's get into this fear of failure. And let's get into the whole premise that failure is just simply part of the process. Now, before I get into everything, I want to backtrack to really emphasize what I said. I meant it literally when I said, if you don't want to experience failure, then do nothing. Seriously, do nothing, because failure is part of the process for everything. So if you want to do anything impactful, if you want to do anything worthwhile, if you have big dreams, big goals, or just truly even small dreams and small goals, literally anything that you want to start, you will not be able to finish without failure being part of the process. Failure will be present at some point. Obstacles and hurdles and struggles and troubles and problems are always going to get in the way at some point or another. There's no perfect relationship. There's no perfect job. There's no perfect business opportunity. There's no perfect launch. There's always troubles that come along the way. You will not experience anything perfectly. Nothing follows suit of perfection. It just does not happen. So if you don't want to face failure, then you will have to be a complete homebody, hermit, vegetable who does nothing. You can't have jobs, you can't have friends, you can't have a relationship, you can't start a business, you can't launch anything at all if you want to avoid failure. If you want to avoid failure, I truly mean do nothing. But if you're going to do anything, then get prepared to experience it. You will only win by going through these failures. Here's something that people need to understand about winners is that winners are failures who got back up and failed again and failed again and failed again until they won. I think that people have this misconception that winners and failures are different people. The only thing different about a winner and a failure is that a failure quit when they failed, and that a winner failed 10 more times until they won. You see, when I mentor people and consult people and talk to people and they tell me what they just failed at, like they explain to me what went wrong or why they stopped doing what they're doing and so on and so forth, I'm like, wait, hold on. I've been through exactly what you've been through 10 times more. You went through that once and you're done? You went through that once and you're done and you're on the phone with me telling me you want my results? If you want my results, then you're going to have to go through what you're complaining about right now at least 5 to 10 more times. If your concern is that your followers aren't growing, it's taken me 6 to 7 years to get to the following that I have now. If you're concerned that you're not selling enough product or whatever it is that you're trying to promote or sell, this week, 3 years into my business, this week, I just got 2 clients that are people I went to high school with, which means that they have been following me and seeing me from day 1 of my business. But it took them year 3 to finally say yes to trying out my product. That is how many days are in 3 years? That is a means of me posting every single day for 3 years straight. That is like over 1,000 days of posting about my business. And it took over 1,000 days for these 2 people to say that they'll give it a try. Imagine that I would have stopped on day 15, day 30, day 90, day 365. Here I am 3 years later, like, oh, great. Yeah, sure. I would love to have you as a client of mine. Because I understand that that's just part of the process. That's just the name of the game. If I wanted instant gratification, then I wouldn't be running a business. I'd have to find something else that can make me get rich fast or could make me have results in a day. But running a business means that I subjected myself to needing patience and needing to trust the process and needing to have options. You know, something that frustrates entrepreneurs is when one person reaches out and then that partnership doesn't go through. One person, you know, inquires and seems interested, and then that doesn't go through. And then they're frustrated, right? They're like, oh my God, nothing is working. Hold on for a second. You have very few options right now of people and partnerships and clientele. Your frustration is just simply coming from the fact that you don't have enough options right now. So just keep working, keep doing more outreach, keep talking to more people, keep getting rejected and failing more, but watch how many more yeses that you get and watch how many more partnerships come to fruition because you put yourself out there more times. So it's as simple as that. You have to understand and expect that failure is part of the process. But there is only truly one way ultimately to actually fail at anything. To fail in work, in relationships, in friendships, in partnerships, in business, in a clientele, in anything. There's only one way ultimately to fail, and that is to quit. It's like saying, yeah, my marriage failed. Yes, because you and your partner gave up on that marriage and had a divorce. It failed. It's done. If you were working on the marriage, then it would be a work in progress, right? It's like saying your business failed. I started that, but I didn't finish it, is really what you're actually saying. You quit. You didn't finish what you started. That is why you failed. However, if you were working on it and kept going, your business would be a work in progress, right? It wouldn't be a failure because you're still working on it. So the only way to ultimately see true failure is by quitting and stopping. So the beautiful thing is that if you haven't quit yet, you haven't failed yet. You're going through failures. You're going through hard times. You're going through things that you probably hate going through right now. But ultimately, if you are standing up and doing it all over again, then you're not a failure. And it hasn't failed. It's just a work in progress. Okay, girls, as you all know, I am big on building a community. And with a community like For the Girls, you are going to love this. Drizzly is the #1 app for alcohol delivery, and you can find the biggest selection of women-owned beer, wine, and spirits brands, and then get them delivered in under 60 minutes. And of course, this includes non-alcoholic beverages for those of you like me who prefer a mocktail. So now you can sip with purpose, find your new favorite drinks, and explore brands that are shifting in industry while supporting the diverse stories that make them great. Make your memorable moments even more meaningful by choosing brands with intention. So let's raise a glass, whether it's wine or soda, to the spirit of representation and belonging, all while discovering incredible drinks with stories worth celebrating. So just download the Drizzly app or go to drizzly.com. That's DRIZLY.com to start sipping with purpose.
Immersive technology has long been thought of as something that is primarily used by gamers and other entertainment applications. Billions of dollars have been spent on advancing the components that make up the technology, but it is still considered niche. Is it a technology that is in search of an application or just a killer app? To help me answer that question, I have with me today Mark Sage, the Executive Director of the Augmented Reality for Enterprise Alliance, or AREA. Visit Mauser.com/empowering-innovation to listen to the full episode.
I think that one of the biggest ways to kind of see the light at the end of the tunnel here, I think that one of the biggest ways to have a positive shift is truly a matter of the mindset and the verbiage, the words that you use and the things that you tell yourself and believe, whether you say it in your head or say it out loud. If you shift your mindset and your vocabulary from I failed at that or it didn't work for me to it's still a work in progress, then you are literally saying that you're still working on it. It's still pending. So now your brain is wired to keep going. Your brain will come up with more solutions to the problems and more ways around it. Whereas if you say things like it didn't work or I fail or I had to quit, whatever, I had to stop. Now your brain is wired to putting a halt on that thing. You will no longer come up with any solutions to any problems. You will no longer think about progressing and moving forward. You will be done. You will be stopped and at a standstill with the progression of that thing, whether it is your marriage or your social media accounts and your following and your YouTube channel or your business or whatever it is that you're working on. If you tell yourself that you failed, your brain will just ultimately stop. If you tell yourself that it's a work in progress, your brain will be fixated on continuing. And the good news about all of that is that you're in complete control of it. You are in 100% complete control over the way that you think and the way that you speak. So at the end of the day, it is up to you to decide what is non-negotiable for you. Is success something that you're willing to negotiate? Or is success a non-negotiable for you? For me, success was always a non-negotiable for me. I was not willing to negotiate having success. It was a requirement for me. It was mandatory for me. It was personal for me. So what it came down to was having a no matter what mindset, a no matter what vocabulary. There was never an option for me to even think about quitting or to say to anybody, I don't know if this is going to work for me, type of thing. This isn't working out, type of thing. I'm failing at this. Those words just never came out of my mouth because the control was mine. The power was mine. And I used my control and my power to keep going. I used my control and my power to overcome my failures. And to overcome my failures 5 more times and 10 more times, and to overcome failures that I'm going through right now. I mean, I think that people are convinced that failures stop. But for me, they never stop. I have never stopped having struggles and obstacles. I am currently going through struggles and obstacles, whereas you guys might see me as somebody with a successful business, somebody with a large following, somebody with a podcast, somebody who is launching another brand, blah, 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 blah. So you might see me as someone who has results that you want, but what you don't realize is that the struggles and the obstacles continue. They never stop. So I'm currently overcoming those struggles and obstacles while I am continuing what I'm working on. I am overcoming failures while you're watching me win at the same time. So it's as simple as that. Gaining the control and the power over what is a non-negotiable for you. For me, getting this episode out on Monday is a non-negotiable. Now today, I recorded 4 different episodes of For the Girls. 4. I recorded this episode 4 times until I came up with this topic. And I came up with this topic because today I was ready to tap out. I was really ready to tap out. I full-blown recorded 20-plus minute long episodes 4 different times. And every single time that I finished, I was just like, oh, I just don't love it. I'm not clicking. It's not connecting. This isn't it. This isn't working. And I was so ready to just tap out. But I didn't. I'm here. I made the conscious decision to have the power and control over what is a non-negotiable for me. And getting this episode out, no matter how many trials it takes, no matter how many trial and errors I have to go through, is not a negotiable thing for me. So it's going to be recorded, it's going to be edited, it's going to be finalized, and it's going to be posted. But you know what, too? Here's the thing. My mindset is focused on you never know what's going to be the episode that someone listens to, that they decide they want to be a sponsor of this. And I can start making good money on my podcast, or I can reach somebody with a large following and they promote my podcast because they just listened to a great episode that they resonate with, and I could blow up and get so many more downloads. Like, my mindset is just fully fixated on the unknown and what could happen one day. And a lot of people don't have that mindset. So what happens is they quit too soon. They quit, or they stop, or they skip a day because they're having a bad day or a bad week or bad results or whatever the case is. And they say, oh, today I just can't. I cannot finish what I started today. And then they quit and they stop. And what happens is they missed their chance at what could have been the result that they were looking for. They quit too soon. Something that I love that I heard in a YouTube video a while back, it's from an amazing speech called How Bad Do You Want It? And he says, you're already in pain. Don't cry to quit. Get a reward from it. Cry to win. And I just love that. You are already in pain. You might as well get a reward from it. Don't cry to quit. Don't go through this pain and struggling to just quit anyway. Get a reward from all the shit that you're going through. My mindset is just always fixated on what the reward can be. And the reward doesn't have to be monetary compensation. It could be changing one person's life for the better. Getting one really nice message from someone who says, this episode just changed my whole mindset. This episode just blah, 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 whatever. The reward can be something as simple as that. Whereas some people don't believe that there is that light at the end of the tunnel and that there is a reward out on the other side. So that's why they quit. That's why they fail. But they quit too soon. And now they just missed their chance at getting something so great. They just missed their chance at the reward. You know that saying, you could be grinding for 4 years with no results, and on the 5th year, you could become a millionaire. It's true. Your first 4 years could be failure, 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 failure. 4 years straight of failure. And on year 5, you could have the biggest blow up and glow up of all time and become a millionaire on that 5th year. You never know when you're going to pop off. You never know when you're going to see the results. You never know when the relationship is going to be fixed. And trust me, some relationships are worth giving up on. Some are worth quitting on. But the point is that when it's something that you really, 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 really want, you really want to make work, then you have to make it a non-negotiable. You cannot negotiate making this work. Ultimately, everything comes down to a mindset. Winning is a mindset. Failing is a mindset. And a mindset is a choice. So the mindset that you have is your choice to make. So you are choosing to have the mindset of a winner or the mindset of a failure. And the most important thing to know is that winners and failures are ultimately the same. The difference is your choice of actually quitting and failing and stopping, or failing 20 times more. Because I would choose failing 20 times more for the rest of my life with everything I do than to fail one time and stop. Because that choice is choosing to lose. And I'm going to choose to win. That's just where my mindset is at. So that is all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for listening. I can't wait to hear more from you, get more feedback from you. So please be sure to leave reviews on the podcast app and 5 stars. Until next time, girls.
The start of a new school year is a lot, especially in college. Turn that pile of coursework into great grades and stress-free weekends with Grammarly. Grammarly's digital writing assistant is a must-have for every college student. Its comprehensive writing suggestions help you avoid all those little mistakes that eat into your grade, so you can turn in your work with confidence. Best of all, it's free to use with all your favorite devices and apps. Need more advanced features? Upgrade to Grammarly Premium for clarity full-sentence rewrites that rephrase hard-to-read sentences, cutting down on jargon and making your essays as clear and impactful as possible. It even comes with built-in plagiarism detection. Just one more way Grammarly covers all the details that go into getting the best possible grade. Improve your grades with fewer all-nighters by using Grammarly. Sign up for your free account at Grammarly.com/podcasts and get 20% off when you're ready to upgrade. That's Grammarly.com/podcasts.